Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is a video in statics about identifying two first bodies, which is a very important concept in facilitating the analysis of 2D equilibrium system and problems. So we define two first body as one that is end supported, and in between that support, in between pins normally, is no force. So meaning there should be no force in between the ends of a two first member or two first body. So in this problem, you have to identify two first bodies if there is or there are. So for this case, we have AB in between, there's no force, and this is a rough surface. So the one end is supported by a rough surface, the other end by a pin. So this is a two force body AB because between the ends there's no force, and FAB is directed as shown. If you want to draw the free body diagram of the entire system, then that's the force on AB, and of course this dimension is known, that dimension is also known. We also have Cx and Cy at C. So if you sum up moment about C, you can solve for FAB, the only unknown. Then in this part, there are two first bodies, namely AB. So if you look at A and B, there's no force in between, or there's no load in between. BC also, there's no load in between. If you draw the free body diagram of joint B, then we have W, the weight upward, because the weight this system supports is W. So that must also be W. So at joint B, summation forces X equals 0. You can verify that FAB equals FBC. Then summation forces Y. We can now compute FAB and FBC in terms of W. Then another two first body is EF, because in between E and F, there's no load. So the direction of these two first body, unknown two first body, may be at E to the right and at F to the left. So when you isolate portion B, C, D, E, F, the force at E would now be going to the left. So that's the case. Then in part C, there's two first body, and that is CD. Remember by definition. BD rather, by definition. So if we draw the free body diagram of the entire system, since this is a two first body, we have two forces that are equal but oppositely directed. So it's like we are not touching this part. So it is just at this. Don't mind the FCD there, because this is a two first body and the forces are already in equilibrium. So we have W, which is downward. So these white reactions and this applied force weight W are the applied forces here. So you have AX, AY, and moment at A for support A. Summation forces Y, you can conclude that AY is W. Summation forces X, you can conclude that AX is 0. And finally, you sum up moments about A, then moment at A, counterclockwise in this case, equals clockwise moment, which is W times whatever that distance may be given in the problem. Then for this case, we have two first body, and that is BD again. Between B and D, we have pins, and between B and D, there's no more load. So that's considered two first body. There are bodies also that are considered two first bodies if the member has a weight. If it has a weight but lightweight, then the idea is to distribute that weight equally to the ends. So for example, if the weight is W, then half of W would be transmitted to joint B and the other half to joint D, and the member is still considered a two-force body for that case. So for instance, if we, by the way, we go back to this, if you draw the free body diagram of the portion CDE, of course, for the entire system, you just look at this white reactions, vertical, horizontal, and moment reactions at A. Then that's the free body diagram of the whole system. If you draw the free body diagram of this member CDE, so we have CDE, so we have FCD acting now, the two first body. Then we have CX and CY, and the weight W. So if you sum up moment about C, we can solve FCD. Summation forces Y, because this is now known in terms of W, you can solve for CY. Finally, summation forces X, you can solve for CX. And if you draw the free body diagram of this member ABD, so it consists of FCD, which is in that direction. AX, AY, and MA are still intact because these are external support reactions. Then at C, just in case we want to draw the FBD of this vertical member, so we have CY, which is going down, and CX, which is if for this FBD, sorry, for this FBD, CDE, so we just assume that both CX and CY are positively directed, so I always assume that, so that at each joint I put positive values. Then do not change that, especially for external support reactions. If it is negative, then at least, because we assume it is positive rightward, for example, CX. So if it is negative, it only means that it is supposed to be to the left. So now for this case, if we draw the FBD of this portion ABC, remember the principle. We have a pulley here, the tension, vertical and horizontal will be transmitted at A. I already demonstrated that by adding two forces in equilibrium at A. Then that one force and the tension here would be constituting a couple, which is clockwise. Then this weight here transferred to vertical. We have up and down W. Down W and up W we constitute a couple, and that couple is clockwise couple. By the way, the other one is counterclockwise couple, W times R. The clockwise couple is W times R, so the net moment would be 0, and the forces are now transmitted at A. Then if we draw the FBD of this portion, horizontal portion, so that's the two first body FBD, we have W to the right, transferred at this center here of the pulley, and W down. So this is down, and that's the right, W. Summation moment about C, we can solve for FBDs, X, summation forces Y, you can solve everything. Now, if you draw the free body diagram of this portion, so we have at C first, we have CX to the left this time and CY downward. This time FBD is now down to the right, and we have tension here, which is equal to W, of course. And the support reactions at G, which remains the same, rightward and upward. And the weight, tension at the back, weight going to the left, and weight going down at C. So that's it for that case. So external support reactions will not change direction. Then take note that cables and struts and legs of tripods are two first bodies, as long as there's no load in between the ends of that body. Then for this system here, there's one two first body, and that is CD. In between C and D, there's no load, so the direction of FCD, considering the entire system, may be up to the left. So summation of moments about B, you can solve for the magnitude of that force FCD. Knowing that, you can sum up forces X equals 0 and summation forces Y equals 0. And everything can be found. Then you may transmit FCD here, then check by summing up forces X if it is 0, summation forces Y if it is also 0, to validate your answers. Then finally, for this 3D system, we have a two-force body here, which is AO, because between A and O, there's no load. So that is a two-force body, although O is a ball and socket joint. By the way, this is a ball and socket joint, ball and socket joint. So supposedly there are three reaction components. Like B, there are three reaction components. But since we have identified that AO is a two-force body, so definitely OX and OZ will be 0 and FOA would be that OX. So if you sum up moments about axis OB, for example OBX, you can solve for T, the only unknown. Then you apply equations of equilibrium, equations of equilibrium. To solve for FOA, you sum up moments about axis BZ equals 0. That's the only unknown because T has been found from the preceding solution, which is summation of moments about this axis OBX. And you can solve for T. So that's it for this part of the slide. So to continue, let's have this problem here. Find the force P, this force required to start lifting this 500 Newton weight attached to this pulley here. So if we notice, if we have to apply principle of transmissibility of a force, this is at the back, not touching this pulley, not touching. So this is also equal to P. This is by principle of transmissibility. Since the pulleys are frictionless, so the tension on this side is also P. Then we have action and reactions. It is downward, then this is upward. Same is true with this, so the tension on that side is also P. So tension here is P, action, reaction. P also action, reaction. So P, and this is also P. Therefore, the last FDT would look like this. There are two P's upward and W 500 newtons downward. So summation forces Y equals 0. 2P equals 500, so P equals 250 newtons. Then, for this last problem here, find the forces in whichever of B1, B2, B3, and B4 are two force members or two force bodies. So B1 is a two force body, obviously. B2 is also a two force body. B3 is not a two force body because in between the ends of B3, we have this load which is the force on B2. So that's not a two force body. Between the hinge and this end of member B4, so we conclude that that's a two force body. There's no load in between the ends of that member. So FB4, because this is horizontal, FB4 would be horizontal. So this is the free body diagram. If you solve this, if you sum up moments about this point, I'll call this 1, 2, 1, 3 rather. Summation of moment about, 2, 3, B2 and B3, so I'll call this 2, 3. Then we have to consider clockwise positive, so FB1 times 2 feet plus 1,000, considering the entire system, 1,000 times 3 feet equals 0. So moment of FB4 is 0 about this point here, this horizontal. Solving for FB1, it is negative 1,500, so it's supposedly it is downward, but don't change the direction. If you want to solve for FB2, then you sum up moment about this point. This is called 1, 3. Summation of moment about 1, 3 equals 0. Still, counterclockwise positive, so FB2 times 2 feet. This is clockwise, so minus 1,000 times 5 feet equals 0. Again, FB4 has no moment, it passes through that point. So FB2 is 2,500 pounds. And finally, summation forces X, there's no other static equation which will address FB4. That is summation forces horizontal equals 0. So negative of FB4 and equals 0 because there's no more horizontal load. So that's why FB4 is 0. So that's it for this video.